Imagine 10,000 bees suddenly deciding to move. Who chooses where they go? The queen? Surprisingly, no. The queen barely takes part in choosing the new home. The real decision is made by a few hundred ordinary scout bees. When a honeybee colony becomes overcrowded, the old queen leaves with a huge group of workers. But they do not immediately fly to a new hive. Instead, thousands of bees temporarily cluster together on a nearby tree branch. And while most of the swarm simply waits, the house hunting begins. Scout bees fly in different directions looking for possible nesting cavities. One might find a tiny hole. Another finds a cavity with an entrance that is too large. And another discovers what looks like perfect bee real estate. Enough space, a small entrance and a protected location. But bees cannot come back and say, "Guys, I just found an amazing apartment." So they dance. A returning scout performs the famous Waggle dance. The dance communicates where the potential home is located. But there is another important detail. The better the set, the stronger the advertisement. Experiments by researchers at Cornell found that a scout returning from an excellent set could perform around 100 dance circuits. A scout advertising a mediocre set might perform only around a dozen. So she is not simply giving directions. She is campaigning. Other scouts watching the dance do not blindly believe her. They fly out and inspect the set themselves. If they also think it is good, they return and begin dancing for the same location. Soon, different factions begin forming. 10 scouts support Site A. 20 support Site B. 40 support Site C. It starts looking suspiciously like an election. But then it gets even stranger. Bees supporting competing sites can actually interfere with one another's campaigns. A scout may approach a rival dancer, bump her with its head, and produce a short buzzing signal. Scientists call it a stop signal. Its message is basically, stop advertising that option. These competing groups inhibit one another, which helps the swarm break deadlocks between similar choices. So honeybees do not just campaign. They also suppress the opposition. But how does the election finally end? This is the clever part. They do not wait until all 10,000 bees agree. Most members of the swarm never even visit the new home before moving there. Instead, scouts repeatedly visit the candidate sites. When roughly 10 to 15 scouts gather at one site at the same time, they detect that a critical threshold has been reached. This is called a quorum. Once that happens, scouts return to the swarm and begin producing signals that prepare thousands of waiting bees for flight. Their flight muscles warm up. The swarm becomes active. And suddenly, thousands of bees lift off together toward a home that most of them have never seen. Think about how strange that is. There is no commander. No single bee knows every option. And the queen never announces the winner. Each scout has only a tiny piece of information. Yet through independent investigation, advertising, competition and a simple decision threshold, the swarm can reliably choose a high-quality home. Scientists often call this honeybee democracy. But it is not democracy in the human sense of one bee, one vote. It is closer to a distributed decision-making network. And here is where it becomes even more interesting. The basic principle resembles something that happens inside brains. Different groups of neurons can accumulate support for competing choices. When one option crosses a critical threshold, a decision is made. So when you see 10,000 bees hanging from a tree, you may not just be looking at a swarm. You may be looking at thousands of tiny individuals behaving together like one enormous brain. So here's the question. If a swarm with no leader can make decisions this effectively, why are human meetings sometimes so difficult? Tell me what you think in the comments. See you next time.